Now, today we are going to see a new tense, and that's what? Past continuous tense. Okay. Now, when do we use past continuous tense? And guys, remember,
Recently completed this.
okay, when an action was in progress in the past, we use past continuous tense. When an action was in the progress in the past, we use their past continuous tense. Remember this one. When action
Sir,
am I writing now? No. I was drinking coffee. Am I
sir,
drinking
sir,
now?
sir,
No. Yes.
your voice was breakable.
Are you listening me now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, yes. In the earlier we did not listen you.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm just repeating once again. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
So I said that what is past continuous tense? When an action was in progress in past, that's what? Past continuous tense. When an action was in progress in the past, that's what? Past continuous tense. For example, I was drinking coffee. Am I drinking now?
No.
No.
No. So action was in progress. पहले चल रहा था past में, अभी नहीं चल रहा है वो. That's what past continuous tense. I was drinking coffee. Am I drinking now? No. I was writing on the screen. Am I writing now? No.
No.
So when action was in progress in the past, we use their past continuous tense. I was drinking coffee. मैं कॉफी पी रहा था. I was writing on the screen. मैं लिख रहा था. I was sleeping in the afternoon. मैं सो रहा था. I was working in the afternoon. मैं काम कर रहा था. I was texting him last night. मैं कल रात उसको टेक्स्ट कर रहा था. I was waiting for you some time ago. मैं आपका इंतजार कर रहा था. Am I waiting now? Am I testing now? No. So when an action was in progress in the past, we use their past continuous tense. Very simple formula is there. When the action was in progress in the past, we use their past continuous tense. Now what is the rule? The rule is noun. What do you mean by noun? Noun means
Name,
Name
animal,
of a
place,
person.
things,
name.
idea.
Correct. Name of a person, place, animal, things, and ideas. Correct.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
noun or pronoun. What do you mean by pronoun?
I, we, they, she,
Correct.
as, it.
I, he, she, it, you, we, they. These are what 7 pronouns we have in English. Okay.
Yeah.
Noun or pronoun plus helping verb. What helping verb are we going to use here?
Verb with ing.
For past, what do we use?
Was.
Second form. You can use.
Correct. Was. Oh, second form nahi. And were. Okay. Was and were plus verb. Verb plus verb का first form आएगा हजरत plus ing. Always remember, when do we put ing? Only
With
in
present
first.
continuous. Continuous.
Correct. When a continuous tense we have and we put ing only in the first form of a verb. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
We put ing only in the first form of verb. कभी ऐसे सुना है क्या broking? कभी सुना है क्या brokening?
No.
No.
Breaking.
So only first form के अंदर ing लगता है. Second thing is
Okay.
what? When something was in progress in the past, we use their past continuous tense. So rule is there, noun or pronoun plus helping verb. What helping verb are we going to use here for past?
I
Was
was.
for singular
Were.
and were for
What they, we.
Plural. Plural.
correct.
Plural.
Plural.
You, we, they, we are going to use their were. I, he, she, it, we are going to use their was. Correct.
Was.
And
Yes.
verb first form plus ing. वहाँ पे main चीज क्या है भाई? ing है because it's a continuous tense. It's a
Can I ask one question?
consider. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
आपको
because
पूरा
I
पूरा हक
use
दिया
for
जाता है.
a singular or also plural, right? So we can use
Yes.
I was
Actually,
or
no.
I was.
Let me tell you. First of all, I is singular only. But in simple present tense, only in one condition, I has been acting like a plural pronoun. Otherwise, I is singular only. Yeah. Okay, always remember I is singular, but only in simple present tense. Only in one condition, I has been acting like a plural pronoun. Otherwise, I is what? Singular
Singular.
pronoun. Yeah,
Okay.
always remember this.
Right.
So now, yes. Any doubts to anyone?
No.
Very simple tense it is. Very, very, very simple tense. When something was going on in the past, we use their past continuous tense. Action was in progress in the past, we use their past continuous tense. Okay? For example, Rohit. है कि
Yes.
नहीं? Rohit was waiting for her at the station, पर वो आई नहीं. हाँ देखो मैं बोला ना ट्रेन पे खड़ा है देखो अभी भी खड़ा है वो देखो उधर ही स्टेशन पर ही है वो. See the proof. What a timing. Super.
Listen the proof.
See the proof. So he was waiting at the station when I saw him. So I can say there. अब रोहित वहां पर बोल सकते हैं I. Noun or pronoun? Pronoun I. Correct? Plus helping
Yeah.
verb. What helping verb are we going to use here
I
for
was.
singular?
I was.
Correct.
Wow.
I was. Were use करेंगे क्या ऐसी क्या हम लोग ऐसे पाप कर सकते हैं?
No.
Plus verb का first form and that was what? Wait.
Wait.
Waiting. I
Correct?
was waiting.
Verb
ing.
plus.
ing.
Very good. Wait will become waiting. I
Waiting.
was waiting. Where?
On
At the station.
At the station. At the station.
समझा? I was waiting at the station. Question? Zigzag.
Was
I was
was
क्या हो
I
जाएगा?
waiting? Was I
Correct.
waiting at this
I
station?
was will become was. Was I waiting at the
At the
station?
station.
The station.
And negative?
I wasn't
Wasn't waiting at
I
waiting at the time.
wasn't
At the time.
waiting
At
at
the
the
station.
station. Any doubts?
Yes. No. Wasn't waiting.
Any doubts? Very
I
simple.
have one more questions.
Please ask, sir. Please ask. I
Yeah,
want
actually,
you to ask me more and more questions. All of you, please. Yes, sir.
yeah, actually, the past continuous tense is completed, right? This thing.
Yes. Yes.
But you said is going on, progress. So progress is the situation is going on, right?
No, listen to me carefully. What did I say in the definition? When something was going on in the past, we use their past continuous tense. Means what? The action was in progress in the past.
But
The
instead of
action
this
was in
thing, we can
progress.
use the something is completed in the past, as we said, right?
No. See, I'll tell you one more thing. Something completed in the past, we use their simple past tense. For example, I wait will become
Waiting.
waited.
I waited. I
Past में.
waited. Yes.
I waited for you. मैं आपके लिए रुका था. Correct?
Yes.
रुका था. छोड़ गई बात चली गई सब कुछ हो गया वो. एक्शन कंटिन्यूस में नहीं बता रहे हम लोग. बट अभी वहां पे उधर बताना है, जताना है. अरे भाई कितनी देर तक करते खड़ा था यार उधर तुम्हारे लिए इंतजार कर रहा था. I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you. मैं आपके लिए वहां पर वेट कर रहा था. I was
Okay.
waiting for you. So means what? This action was going on in the past for some time. कुछ टाइम के लिए एक्शन चल रही थी. ये क्या है? एक्शन हो गई, खत्म हो गया, सब कुछ खत्म हो गया. I waited for you. हाँ मैं तुम्हारे लिए इंतजार किया मैंने. तुमने आया तो निकल गया मैं वहां से.
Yes.
So I waited. This is simple. Yeah, this is simple past. This is what? Simple past tense. And this one?
Continuous. Past continuous.
Past
Continuous.
continuous tense. Yes.
Yes.
Past continuous tense. Okay. Sorry. All right. So I was waiting at the station. Was I waiting at the station? I wasn't waiting at the station. Any doubts?
No.
Please don't hesitate, huh? You can ask me any questions anytime. I want you to get clear with all the points. Don't hesitate to ask me.
Yeah.
If you want, so I can give you more and more examples. Next one, same sentences now with you. You. अब उसने क्या किया? रोहित को बोला. रोहित ने उसको क्या बोला? I was waiting for you at the station.
Yes.
उसने क्या बोली? You plus
You
plus helping
Were.
word. Helping
Yeah.
verb. You is what? Plural pronoun. So we are
You
going to
were.
use their word.
You were
Correct.
waiting.
You were. Verb.
Wait.
You were waiting.
You were waiting नहीं. Look. अब उसने क्या बोली? तुम्ही तिथं बघत होते. Kunala, mulinna. You will look verb plus ing.
You were looking
You were looking, verb plus ing, looking. You were looking,
At
catwalk, over there. तुम्ही मुलींना बघत होते कसे चालले. You were looking catwalk over there. Question:
Were you looking?
Were you
Were
looking
you
looking
looking
cat
catwalk?
walk over there?
over there.
And negative?
You aren't looking cat
You weren't
walk
looking
over
You
there.
catwalk
weren't
over there.
Correct. You
one
were
Want
not to become want. Very good.
Want.
You want looking.
cat walk over there.
over there.
Any doubts? Yes. थोड़ा नाटक कर रहा है, but still. ING is one of the most important part. Is that clear? Any doubts?
No.
You were looking catwalk. Were you looking catwalk? You weren't looking catwalk. I was waiting. Was I waiting? I wasn't waiting. I was climbing a tree. Was I climbing a tree? I wasn't climbing a tree. Where were you in the afternoon? Oh, actually, I was sleeping. Was I sleeping? I wasn't sleeping. Yes, I want you to make sentences now with past continuous tense with I. Faster, only with I. Make sentences with I. Yes, I was.
I was booking a bike. Was I
Was
booking
I?
a bike? I wasn't booking a bike.
Good. I want you to take these verbs and make sentences verb plus ing. Jaldi jaldi, please.
I was working at Synergy Infotech. Was I working at Synergy Infotech? I wasn't working at Synergy Infotech.
Very good. Next.
I was
I was
working office
contributing
work.
in the magazine. Was I contributing in the magazine? I wasn't contributing in the magazine.
Good.
I was
Next.
working office work. Was I working office work? I wasn't I was not working office work.
Okay, I was doing my office work. Was I doing my office work? I wasn't doing my office work. Next. Chalo, next.
I was attending meeting. Was I attending meeting? I wasn't attending meeting.
Next.
I was reading the newspaper. Was I reading the newspaper? I wasn't reading the newspaper.
Good. Next.
I was capturing a photo. Was I capturing a photo? I wasn't capturing photo.
Good. Next.
I was publishing the book. Was I publishing the book? I wasn't publishing the book.
Good. Next.
I was challenging her. Was I challenging her? I wasn't challenging her.
Good. Next.
I was sitting on the chair. Was I sitting on the chair? I wasn't sitting on the chair.
Good. Next.
I was having chicken. Was I having chicken? I wasn't having chicken.
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 Good. Very good.
Chicken.
चलो भाई सब गरीब लोग make
I-
sentences जल्दी जल्दी.
I was listening the last session video. Was I listening the last session video? I wasn't listening the last session video.
Very good.
I was accepting the challenge. Was I accepting the challenge? I wasn't accepting the challenge.
Good.
I was playing with dog. Was I playing with dog? I wasn't playing with dog.
Very good.
I was troubleshooting the issues. Was I troubleshooting the issues? I wasn't troubleshooting the issue.
I
The
was
issues. Very good. Very good.
I was making the salah. Was I making the salah? I wasn't making the salah.
Dost, I was performing salah. Was I performing salah? I wasn't performing salah.
Okay.
Yes.
I was looking at enemies. Was I looking at enemies? I wasn't looking at enemies.
Good.
I was covering the syllabus. Was I covering the syllabus? I wasn't covering the syllabus.
I was installing the software. Was I installing the software? I wasn't installing the software.
Good.
I was going in the safe zone. Was I going in the safe zone? I wasn't going in the safe zone.
Next.
I was sleeping for 20 minutes. Was I sleeping for 20 minutes? I wasn't sleeping for 20 minutes.
Good.
I was recognized them. Was I recognized them? I wasn't recognized them.
You Ratalu make sentences with ing. It is continuous tense.
ING.
I was recognizing them. Was I recognizing them? I wasn't recognizing them. Next.
I was riding the bike. Was I riding the bike? I wasn't riding a bike.
Good.
I was rushing on enemies. Was I rushing on enemies? I wasn't rushing on enemies.
Good. I was
I was
rushing
completing.
before enemies.
Pardon,
I
sir?
was completing the assignment. Was I completing the assignment? I wasn't completing the assignment.
Good.
I was having the fever. Was I having the fever? I wasn't having the fever.
Good.
Sir,
I
can
was
you repeat?
replying.
I was rushing after the enemies. Was I rushing after the enemies? I wasn't running after the enemies.
I was deploying a cluster. Was I deploying cluster? I wasn't deploying cluster.
Good.
I was chatting with my friend. Was I chatting with my friend? I wasn't chatting with my friend.
Good.
I was trying climbing. Was I trying climbing? I wasn't trying climbing.
Yes.
I was controlling anger. Was I controlling anger? I wasn't controlling anger.
Very good.
I was having a gun. Was I having a gun? I wasn't having a gun.
Oh my God.
In PUBG.
Okay. Are you Katalu? Continue.
I was drinking a water. Was I drinking a water?
Can we
I
say a
wasn't
water?
drinking a water.
Can we
No,
say a water? No.
No.
I
that
was
is
drinking
uncountable.
water. Yes. I was drinking water. Was I drinking water? I wasn't drinking water.
Yes. Sorry.
चलो भाई make sentences जल्दी जल्दी.
I was a monitoring of performance of cluster. Was I monitoring of performance of cluster? I wasn't monitoring performance of the cluster.
Very good. Yes.
I was winning the game. Was I winning the game? I wasn't winning the game.
Good.
I was communicating in English. Was I communicating in English? I wasn't communicating in English.
Good.
I was getting the news. Was I getting the news? I wasn't getting the news.
Very good.
I was learning a simple past tense. Was I learning a simple past tense? I wasn't learning a simple past tense.
Oh, simple past tense. Only simple past tense. I was learning simple past tense. Was I learning simple past tense? I wasn't learning simple past tense.
Oh,
Next.
I was keeping a bag on the sofa. Was I keeping a bag on the sofa? I wasn't keeping a bag on the sofa.
Good.
I was repairing my phone. Was I repairing my phone? I wasn't repairing my phone.
Good.
I was planning
Next.
for a trip. Was I planning for a trip? I wasn't planning for a trip.
Next.
I was filling a petrol tank. Was I filling a petrol tank? I wasn't filling a petrol tank.
Next.
I was wearing a cap. Was I wearing a cap? I wasn't wearing a cap.
I was referring a
Very
book.
good.
Was I referring a book? I wasn't referring a book.
Make sentences now with he, she. He was, she was. He was, she was.
He was going with me.
Was he?
Was he going with me? He wasn't going with me.
Good.
She was adding fuel to the fire. Was she adding fuel to the fire? She wasn't adding fuel to the fire.
Good.
He was shooting me. Was he shooting me? He wasn't shooting me.
Shooting me, shooting me.
Shooting me.
Oh, continue.
She was joining a meeting. Was she joining a meeting? She wasn't joining a meeting.
Good.
He was complicating the thing. Was he complicating the thing? He wasn't complicating the thing.
Thanks. Good.
She was completing
He
the
was
work.
neglecting. Was he neglecting? He wasn't neglecting.
Good.
She was completing the work. Was she completing the work? She wasn't completing the work.
Completing the work. Good.
Completing the work.
His voice was breaking. Was his voice was breaking? His voice
Voice wasn't breaking.
wasn't breaking.
Good.
He was having a lunch. Was he having a lunch? He
Can we
wasn't
say a
having a
lunch?
lunch.
Can we say a lunch? Can we say a lunch?
No.
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 No, my dear. No, my dear. He was having lunch. Was he having lunch? He wasn't having lunch.
Yeah.
Good, sir. Continue.
She's missing something. Was she missing something? She wasn't missing something.
Good. She was missing something. Was she missing something? She wasn't missing something. Next.
He was going to gym. Was he going to gym? He wasn't going to gym.
Good.
He was polishing.
He
Was he polishing? He wasn't polishing.
he was
Good.
approaching them. Was he approaching them? He wasn't approaching them.
Good. He, she. Mr. Wajid, where are you? Please make sentences.
He was asking for the moon. Was he asking for the moon? He wasn't asking for the moon.
Good.
She was adding me a group. Was she adding me a group? She wasn't adding me a group.
Adding me from the group. Adding me in the group, sorry.
Adding me in the group.
He
Good.
was doing last set. Was he doing last set? He wasn't doing last set.
Good.
She was going to the market. Was she going to the market? She wasn't going to the market.
The markets.
Going to the market.
The markets.
To the market. Okay.
Good.
He was resuming the video. Was he resuming the video? He wasn't resuming the video.
Good.
She was making a snacks. Was she making a snacks? She
Making
wasn't
snacks.
making a snacks.
Making snacks.
Snacks.
Snacks, not a snacks. Good.
He was paying a bill. Was he paying a bill? He wasn't paying a bill.
Good.
She was getting a electricity bill. Was she getting a electricity bill? She wasn't getting a electricity bill.
Good.
She is struggling. Was she struggling? She wasn't struggling.
Good.
He was listening songs. Was he listening songs? He wasn't listening songs.
Very
He was busy in his work. Was he busy in his work? He was not busy in his work. So what should I say? Busy. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, you are not audible.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. I'm
now
so
you are
sorry.
audible.
I'm really sorry for the shit things.
Okay. No problem.
I don't know what's wrong with
So
my internet.
what
Okay.
should I say for busy plus ing? Busy, I think, right?
No, not busy. He was being busy. Was he being busy? He wasn't being busy, like this, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. वो busy था. Busy मतलब कामों में busy था. Yeah. Continue, please, all of you. Yeah, sir. Repeat. I'm really sorry.
We can use be in simple present, right? Be was were, right?
Yeah. He was busy. He was being busy. So he was being. Be is what? Verb plus ing. He was being busy with his work.
Right.
Yeah. See, for example, I say I'm being crazy. मैं हो रहा हूँ, right?
Right.
So I am being. It is present continuous tense. And
Right,
I was being.
Present,
I was being past continuous tense.
Past continuous tense, right?
Yes, right. So yes, continue, please, guys.
He was attacking villain. Was he attacking villain? Who was it attacking villain?
Good.
He was arranging the event. He was
The
was
event,
he
sir.
event? The event.
Yes, sir.
He was not. He was arranging the event.
The
He
event.
was the event.
Good.
He was not arranging the event.
He wasn't arranging the event.
Okay. This is a vowel.
Good. The event. Yeah, right, sir. Continue.
He was cleaning by a bike. Was he cleaning a bike? He wasn't cleaning a bike.
Good.
He was convincing her parents, his parents. Was he convincing his parents? He wasn't convincing his parents.
Convincing his parents. Very good. Next. Continue, guys.
They was believing on
They
true
were.
part. They were believing on true path. Were they believing on true path? They were not believing on the true path.
Next. Yes. Yes.
They were blaming to me. Were they blaming to me?
Blaming me.
Blaming. They were
Blaming
blaming
me.
me.
Very good.
बोलने वाला था.
मैं ही बोलने वाला था. अभी बोलो दूसरा. जल्दी.
They were blaming to me, I think.
Yeah, both are
Only
correct, sir. They were blaming me or they were blaming to me.
Okay.
Both are correct, sir. Yes. Continue, please, guys. Continue.
He was
He's
making
visiting.
tandoori.
Was he visiting? He wasn't visiting.
Good.
He was making tandoori. Was he making tandoori? He wasn't making tandoori.
Okay.
They were
Yes.
they were writing in ascending order. Were they writing in ascending order? They were not writing in ascending order.
Good.
He was being in bad habits. Was he being in bad habits? He wasn't being in bad habits.
Good.
They were arriving on time. Were they arriving on time? They were not arriving on time.
Good.
They were
Yes.
gossiping. Were they gossiping? They wasn't gossiping.
They weren't
weren't
gossiping. Yes.
They were attending the meeting. Were they attending the meeting? They weren't attending the meeting.
Very good. Continue. You be
They
they.
were
Good.
they were arranging the party where they are arranging the party. They weren't arranging the party.
Very good. We are going to finish this test today itself. Okay. All
He
right.
okay.
They were bathing a shower, right? Is
They
it
were
correct?
bathing. Were they bathing? They weren't. No, sir. You can
He
say
was
directly. They were bathing. Were they bathing? They weren't bathing. Or they were having a shower. Were they having a shower? They weren't having a shower.
Okay.
Okay. Taking बोल सकते क्या sir?
Yeah, we can say they were taking a shower. Were they taking a shower? They weren't taking a shower.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Make the noise. Jaldi. Jaldi.
She was shivering. Was she shivering? She wasn't shivering.
Good.
He was
Next.
adding a salt. Was he adding a salt? He wasn't adding a salt.
Can we say assault?
No.
sir.
No.
अरे यू
no.
खतरनाक
Sorry.
माणूस कसं बोलू शकतो आपण assault?
बोला क्या? Sorry sir. Sorry.
He was kicking the bucket. Was he kicking the bucket? He wasn't kicking the bucket.
Good.
They were jogging in the garden. Were they jogging in the garden? They were not jogging in the garden.
Good.
He was making an empire. Was he making an empire? He wasn't making an empire.
They were shopping costly. Were
Good.
they shopping costly? They were not shopping costly.
Good.
He was admitting mistake. Was he admitting mistake? He wasn't admitting mistake.
Good. Yes.
They were arranging the party. Were they arranging the party? They were not arranging the party.
Very good. Next.
He was watching a Doraemon. Was he watching a Doraemon? He wasn't watching a Doraemon.
अरे यू Doraemon.
देखता हूँ
जुबेर भाई
सर.
क्या है ये? दोस्त आपका डोरेमोन देख रहा है जुबेर भाई
They were
आपका दोस्त.
maintaining the garden. Were they maintaining the garden? They were not maintaining the garden.
Good. Next.
He was visiting. Was he visiting? He wasn't visiting.
Good.
They were painting the building. Were they painting the building? They were not painting the building.
Good. Next. Yes. They were firing at me. Were they firing at me? They weren't firing at me.
They were making the road. Were they making the road? They were not making the road.
Good.
They was joking. Was they joking? They wasn't joking.
Good.
They were dealing with the boss. Were they dealing with the boss? They weren't dealing with the boss.
They were not
Next.
seeing in the. They were not seeing in the road. Were they not seeing in the road? They weren't seeing in the road.
He
Singing.
was believing on. He was believing on. Was he believing on? He wasn't believing on.
Good. He was believing on. Was he believing on? He
Seeing,
wasn't
I think
believing on.
I was
Seeing.
seeing, right?
Yeah. Seeing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing. Yes. Yes.
They were catching a ball. Were they catching a ball? They were not catching a ball.
Good.
They were taking a sunrise. Was they taking a sunrise? They wasn't taking a sunrise.
Good.
नहीं हो सकता.
They were winning the match. Were they winning the match? They were not winning the match.
Good. Next.
They were pretending. Were they pretending? They weren't pretending.
Next.
They were taking a session. Were they taking a session? They were not taking a session.
Good. Yes. Continue.
They were maintaining the library. Were they maintaining the library? They were not maintaining the library.
Good.
He was gaining knowledge. Was he gaining knowledge? He wasn't gaining knowledge.
Very good.
They was arranging budget.
They were.
Was
They were not. They were.
Oh, sorry.
Correct. They were arranging.
They were arranging party. Was
Parties.
they arranging parties? They
Parties.
wasn't parties. They wasn't
Very good.
arranging parties.
Were.
They weren't
They
arranging parties.
they were having many employees. Were they having many employees? They were not having many employees.
Very good. Next. Yes.
They were being concession in the fees. Were they being concession in the fees? They were not being concession in the fees.
Next.
They were taking the biscuits. Were they taking the biscuits? They weren't taking.
Very good. They were taking. Next. Next.
They were presenting the project. Were they presenting the project? They weren't presenting the project.
They were
Good.
watching the camera. Were they watching the camera? They were not watching the camera.
Good. Can you please make sentences with it was? It was. It was hiring new employees. Was it hiring new employees? It wasn't hiring new employees. Yes.
It was pushing the door. Was it pushing the door? It wasn't pushing the door.
Good.
It was too much cost.
Yes.
Was
it? It was costing. Was it costing?
Yeah, no, it
wasn't
was
costing.
too much high. Was it too much high? It wasn't too much high.
Very nice. And where is ing?
Too much high.
ओहो रोहित के दोस्त हो रहे हैं आप और वो उमेर भी वैसा ही है.
It was interrupting. Was it interrupting? It wasn't interrupting.
देखो
So
अभी
what should
बोलना
I
start
say?
किया.
Can you please?
It was going high. Was it going high? It wasn't going high. It was charging high. It was flying high. We can say like this. Verb plus ing.
Okay.
We can't say it was high.
It was acquiring Hortonworks. Was it acquiring Hortonworks? It wasn't acquiring Hortonworks. Hortonworks is the
Hortonworks.
organization.
Yeah. It is what Hadoops.
Yes, distributor.
I studied in Hadoop.
Yeah.
Hortonworks.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Hortonworks. Continue.
It was weeping. Was it weeping? It wasn't.
Continue,
weeping.
guys.
It was completing last year. Was it completing last year? It wasn't completing the last year.
They were calling me.
Next, take
Were
some
they
new words.
calling me? They weren't calling me.
Very good. They were calling me. Were they calling me? They weren't calling me. Next.
Yes.
Yes.
It was selling like a hotcake. Was it selling like a hotcake? It wasn't selling like a hotcake.
Good. Yes.
It was being processed. Was it being processed? It wasn't being processed.
No. It was processing. Was it processing? It wasn't processing. Or we can say it was being processed. Both are correct. But it was processing. Was it processing? It wasn't processing. Next.
It was blaming on China. Was it blaming on China? It wasn't blaming on China.
Very good. It was blaming on China. It was blaming to China. And it was blaming on China.
It
All are
was
correct.
completing the process. Was it completing the process? It wasn't completing the process.
Very good. Yes.
It was getting declined. Was it getting declined? It wasn't getting declined.
Declined. Good.
Declined.
Yes. It was
It was
hurting me.
running.
Was it
Was it
hurting me?
running?
It wasn't hurting me. Yeah, it was running.
Was it running? It wasn't running.
It was being mind me.
Good.
Is it correct?
Repeat once again, sir.
It was being mind me.
It was being
Mind me.
not exactly. Not exactly. We can't say like this, sir.
Okay.
What do you want to say exactly? Could you please tell me?
No, just like it's something.
No, but not exactly, sir.
Okay, I make another sentence.
Yes. Yes.
It was giving.
Please continue.
It was giving.
Was it?
Uh,
Yeah,
yes,
it was
it
giving.
it was giving 30 kilometer per liter. Was it giving 30 kilometer per liter? It wasn't giving 30 kilometer per
It
liter.
was running fast. Was it running fast? It wasn't running fast.
Good.
It was maintaining room temperature. What is maintaining room temperature? It wasn't maintaining room temperature.
Very good.
It was locking automatically. Was it locking automatically? It wasn't locking automatically.
Good.
It was turning the table. Was it turning the table? It wasn't turning the table.
Good. Yes. It was. Yes.
It was filling the air by pump. Was it filling the air by pump? It wasn't filling the air by pump. Is it correct, right?
Good. It was filling the air by pump. Was it filling the air by pump? It wasn't filling the air by pump.
Yeah, filling the air by pump.
Yes.
It was failing out. Was it failing out? It wasn't failing out.
Good.
It was handling alone. Was it handling alone? It wasn't handling alone.
Very good.
It was
It
buffering. Was it buffering? It wasn't buffering.
Good.
It was troubling me. Was it troubling me? It wasn't troubling me.
Good. Yes.
It was managing by me. Was it managing by me? It wasn't managing by me.
Correct. Yes. Anything else? You be they. You are declining my project. Were you declining my project? You weren't declining my project. They were answering me. Were they answering me? They weren't answering me. You were hesitating to present. Were you hesitating to present? You weren't hesitating to present. Yes, sir.
You was canceling the plan. Was you canceling the plan? You wasn't canceling the plan.
Weren't. You weren't canceling the plan.
Want. Yes. You want.
Correct.
Make the sentence again for we they.
We were.
We were okay.
Yeah, you were, we were, they were. Yes. They were helping me. Were they helping me? They weren't helping me.
They were
She was
mailing to
shivering.
me.
Was yeah,
They were mailing to me. Were they mailing to me? They weren't mailing to me.
correct.
We were discovering. Were we discovering? We wasn't discovering. We weren't
Correct.
discovering.
They were sitting behind me. Were they sitting behind me? They were not sitting behind me.
Good.
They were solving the problem. Were they solving the problem? They weren't solving the problem.
Very good. Next. Please don't sit like a tub. Miss Tipsy.
They were coming together. Were they coming together? They weren't coming together.
Next.
They were burning up. They were burning fire. They weren't burning fire. Were they burning fire?
Already we did for they, right?
वापस बनाने में क्या जाता है?
No,
Sentences.
just I ask. Sorry.
Yes, yes, yes. You can.
We
you
were
can.
borrowing software. Were we borrowing software? We wasn't borrowing software.
We weren't borrowing softwares. Actually, I'm going to teach you tomorrow sixth tense of yours. Then after that, from Monday, I'm going to start a very new topic, and that's what modal auxiliary verbs in English. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Modal auxiliary verb is one of the most important chapter of our English. So please don't be absent even for a single day, because I'm going to teach you how could you speak English in different ways and easily. For example, when do we use would, can, could, shall, should, may, might, ought to, used to, dare to, everything. Okay, so
Yeah.
please don't be absent even for a single day, otherwise you will lose it. See,
Yes.
you can watch recordings, but recordings में इतना मजा नहीं आएगा. Is that clear? So please just have live lectures, and please don't be absent even for a single day. That's why I'm just making you to have sentences once again and again and again. See, I know this tense is really very easy, but still I want to take the whole lecture for this one, and you have to keep on making sentences with all the pronouns again and again, again and again, again and again. You can make sentences again with your I, he, she, it, you, we, they. All right. Now some last few minutes are remaining. I want you to make sentences with the names. You should get familiar making sentences with the names as well. Okay. Now please don't use the names of Rama, Gane, Immu, Bablu, Rappik, Shappik. I want you to make sentences with some foreigner names. For example, David,
Rohit.
Adrian, Anna, Lewis. Yes, see here. The
Rohit.
names are there. Names are there. Common male names, common Masturat ke names, female names. Okay, I want you to take some names, girls' names, boys' names. All right, take some names and make sentences now over here. For example, Cameron was going. Was Cameron going? Cameron wasn't going. Carlos was asking. Was Carlos asking? Carlos wasn't asking. Christopher was demanding. Was Christopher demanding? Christopher wasn't demanding. George was playing. Was George playing? George wasn't playing. Deborah was making. Was Deborah making? Deborah wasn't making. Alia was shivering. Was Alia shivering? Alia wasn't shivering. Sierra was commanding. Was Sierra commanding? Sierra wasn't commanding. Kimberly was shutting. Was Kimberly was shutting? Kimberly wasn't shutting. Elizabeth was crowning. Was Elizabeth crowning? Elizabeth wasn't crowning. Sydney was answering. Was Sydney answering? Sydney wasn't answering. I want you to make sentences now with these words: verb plus ing, past continuous tense. Is that clear?
Yeah.
And if you
Yes,
are
sir.
hesitating to make sentences with these names, why I'm making you to make sentences with these names? Because if you are going to an international company, you are going to have such people over there. So don't say, hey, Cameron, hey, Karam. अरे तुझं काय नाव होतं? Karam. अरे कैमरन नाम, अरे ऐसे बोल रहे हैं तेरा नाम कैमरन है, तो वहां पे उसका नाम का कचरा नहीं करना, वरना वो आ रहेगा आपका बॉस और डालेगा आपको उधर किक. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर देयर नेम्स एज वेल.
Rohit.
ए तुझं नाव काय रे? पीटर नाव ना तुझं? ए पॉल. इथे की भाऊ, तुमचा हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. So this is what exactly you are going to have there. Great sentences with their names as well. All right,
Yes.
keep up. Cool. Make sentences now.
Frank was
At
having lunch with me. Was Frank having lunch with me? Frank,
Frank.
Frank, Frank
Good.
was not having lunch with me.
Elena.
Patrick was planning to join us. Was Patrick planning to join us? Patrick wasn't planning to join
Very good.
us.
Patrick. Good.
Katrina taking bribe. Was Katrina taking bribe? Katrina wasn't taking bribe.
देखो भाभी भी आ गई अपने यहाँ पे बोला ना मैंने. Katarina. Let's go.
Clayton was working hard. Was Clayton working hard? Clayton was not working hard.
Good.
Elena. Elena. Elena was dating me. Was Elena was dating me? Elena wasn't dating me.
Elena was dating me. Was Elena dating me? Elena wasn't dating me. Next.
Alan नहीं Elena sir वो
हो मला आओ माहिती मला ती. वहिनी
E
आपली ती.
Adrena was writing a mail. Was Adrena writing a mail? Adrena was not writing a mail.
Can we say a male?
No,
No,
Why?
because countable.
because information is not countable.
Uncountable. Uncountable.
Uncountable.
Very good. Chalo. Make sentences now. Yes.
Gabriel was riding a horse. Was a Gabriel riding a horse? Gabriel wasn't riding a horse.
Very good. Gabriel. Good. What is
Colin-
Gabriel?
Jibril
Sorry?
alayhi salam.
Hazrat Jibrail alayhi salam. Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Yes.
Colin was walking fast. Was Colin was walking fast? Colin was not walking fast.
Good. Yes. Yes.
Stella
Continue.
was answering
Questions.
Stella was answering answer
Stella was
questions.
answering.
Was
Stella.
Stella answering question? Stella wasn't answering question.
Questions.
Scott was leaving earlier. Was Scott leaving earlier? Scott wasn't leaving earlier.
Good. Yes.
Edison was working against the clock. Was Edison working against the clock? Edison wasn't working against the
Good.
clock.
George taking revenge. Was George taking revenge? George wasn't taking revenge.
Very good. Yes. Helen was acting. Was Helen acting? Helen wasn't acting. Karen was calling. Was Karen calling? Karen wasn't calling. Eva was blaming. Was Eva blaming? Eva wasn't blaming. Yes. Continue.
Michelle going for skiing. Was Michelle going for skiing? Michelle wasn't going for skiing.
First king. Good. Next.
Francisco
Lilo was
was
singing
waking.
Francisco was
Waking, I think.
waking.
Waking earlier. Was
Very good.
Francisco waking earlier? Francisco wasn't waking earlier.
Very good. Yes.
Jordan was playing soccer match. Was Jordan playing soccer match?
Playing
Jordan
soccer.
wasn't playing soccer match.
Wasn't playing soccer.
Wasn't playing.
Good. Next.
William hesitating. Was William hesitating? William wasn't hesitating.
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 Next. Yes.
Sophie was coming
Sophie.
earlier.
Very good.
Continue.
नवाब साहब
Jacob
के चक्कर
hiring-
में गाड़ी छूट गई थी मालूम ना पहले आप जल्दी मेक सेंटेंस फास्टर.
Jacob hiring manager. Was Jacob hiring manager? Jacob
Managers.
wasn't hiring managers.
A manager.
Was-
Managers.
Manager.
Next.
Jacob hiring managers. Was Jacob hiring managers? Jacob wasn't hiring managers.
Very good.
Diana was
Next.
scrolling Instagram. Was Diana scrolling Instagram? Diana wasn't scrolling Instagram.
Very good. Next.
Seen was leading the team. Was seen leading the team. Seen wasn't leading the team.
Next.
Stella
Wajid
was
bhai, make
being in hot.
sentences. Good.
Stella was being in hot water. Was Stella being in hot water? Stella wasn't being in hot water.
Yes. Next.
Jordan was making the tea. Was Jordan making the tea?
Making the tea.
Making the tea. Jordan wasn't making the tea.
Next.
Alana was cutting hair.
Alana.
Alana cutting hair? Alana
अहो ती
wasn't cutting hair.
शेजारची गल्लीमध्ये ना राहती Alana.
Alana.
Yeah. Alana.
Alana.
Good.
Ella was making the lunch. Was Ella making the lunch? Was Ella wasn't making the lunch.
Next.
Elena
Yes.
was making the session. Was Elena making the session? Elena wasn't making the session.
Good.
Robert.
Robert.
Catherine was
Catherine.
sending mail.
Was
Was
Catherine.
Catherine sending mail? Pardon?
Yes. Catherine wasn't.
Catherine. Okay. Catherine wasn't sending mail.
Good.
Clayton was buying the stuff. Was Clayton buying the stuff? Clayton wasn't buying the stuff.
Good. Yes. Yes. Anyone else with any other sentences? और कोई कुछ ठोकना चाहता है भाई?
Yes.
Just kidding. Relax.
Stella.
Anyone
Stella
else?
was okay.
Yes. Stella was.
Stella was speaking English. Was Stella speaking English? Stella wasn't speaking English.
Good. Next.
Sophie was flying to New York. Was Sophie flying to New York? Sophie wasn't flying to New York.
Very good. Anything else? Any doubts? Yes.
Glenn was winning the match. Was Glenn winning the match? Glenn wasn't winning the match.
Any doubts to anyone?
No.
Yes. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So this is what we have finished completely over here. Our past continuous tense. All right. We have finished with our past continuous tense. And if you have any questions, any doubts, you can ask me tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to start your sixth tense. Then I'm going to have your model auxiliaries from the next week. So please don't be absent even for a single day. And on Friday, you are going to speak up on a topic, and I'm going to send you the PDF of the topics with the questions and answers. You are going to do only one thing, that you are going to have a topic of IELTS exam, and you have some questions over there. You're going to answer those questions in your speaking. You have to speak up on a topic at least for 2 minutes with stopwatch. With the stopwatch, you're going to speak up there for 2 minutes. Okay, minimum 2 minutes you're going to stop. So speak there on the camera. Is that clear? I'm going to send you the topics just now in 2 minutes. So just check out your WhatsApp once and just go through the topics and make your own speech, make your own article, and you are going to speak up on Friday. And if you're going to be absent, then may God help you on Monday. Monday gaya padhana bhad mein. Pehle aap log ki class. You are going to speak for whole hour.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Sir,
Very good. Yes, yes.
on Friday, I
I have
have
engagement.
no. I have my exam.
I have.
I have exam. Exam.
So what?
No.
अरे रोहित, अरे यू खर्रातलू रोहित. देखो जुबैर भाई, वाजिद भाई अपने दोस्त को क्या कर रहा है. फक्त 2 मिनिटं बोलायचंय. अरे काही पण ठोकायचं, तिचं नाव वगैरे घ्यायचं, तिचं आपले सुलता बिलता ते सासरवाडी सगळ्यांचा ऍड्रेस बिड्रेस सांगायचं त्याच्यामध्ये. काय नाही नवीन.
सर
Speak
ती
upon
कोण
any
आहे नक्की
topic.
तुम्ही? हो ओके सर.
For you topic is what Empress Garden. खुश? Speak upon that. All right? Happy. पण शपथ
Sir,
आपण त्या
when
दिवशी
will
जर आपण. Yeah, yes sir.
send sir topic?
Just now in 2 minutes. मीटिंग रखते के साथ में पहले आपको टॉपिक.
ओके.
तुमच्यासाठी काय पण.
Thank you sir.
Cheerio.